We got 5 from B Thorn. It says, "What's good, guys? Question: does Law after Wano beat Doflamingo?"
So I asked Sebastian this question a while back.
A while ago, yeah.
Yeah. And Sebastian said, yeah, Law does.
I'm about to switch up because I'm Doflamingo.
He said I'm about to
switch all the way up. I feel like he should be able to.
Wait, why?
I mean, Law clearly grew. And his Devil Fruit allows him to do a lot that I don't know that Dofi's just outright overcoming. But at the same time, like, Dofi's a tank. He's got a lot going on. I don't know.
I honestly still think the fight is still close. To me, it's still 50-50, but I honestly can see Law taking it. Like, I got Law. Because also, too, I always argued in Law's favor that the times that he did scrap with Doflamingo, Law was always at a disadvantage. He wasn't at full strength. He fought Fuji and him. And then when they fought on the bridge, Law wasn't even, like, didn't recuperate enough to even use his ability. He was struggling to use it because he was still exhausted from fighting Dofi and Fuji. And now he got better with Haki and using his awakening ability, I believe he could take Doflamingo. But it'd still be a close fight.
I still got Dofi.
I don't know. I want to say no, to be honest, bro. I always felt like that Dressrosa Luffy, in my opinion, was beating Law.
You think so?
Yeah. The same way I believe that Dressrosa Luffy would beat Kid now. And I'm not joking.
I gotta think about that one. I don't know, man. If he catches him with, like, I guess Blackbeard recovered from it. I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Like, I've seen Dofi get Gamma Knifed, and he was, like, definitely not as mobile as he was before. But that was also because he was fighting, like, Luffy and Law.
Yeah, they tricked him. It should be easier for Law to land Gamma Knife now, though, no?
What would make it easier?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like Lawrence pointed out, when it happened, Law had fought Doflamingo and Fujitora and had, like, bullets and all. Like, he was using his Devil Fruit
to run away.
No, but he still had to fight them.
No,
if you're
he ran away. He was fighting Doflamingo on the bridge, and then Doflamingo was just wiping him.
Even before that, they were fighting him in Greenbit.
That wasn't really a fight.
I mean, he was getting jumped by an Admiral and Doflamingo, bro.
Yeah, but you're acting like if he rolled up to the 1v2, he would have actually made a difference. No, he would have just got put down anyway.
No, what I'm saying is if you're removing the elements of Law having to deal with all that prior, and it's just Law versus Doflamingo
at full strength.
Full strength, he might have a better way of landing Gamma Knife. I don't even agree with that per se. But if we're talking about,
I was gonna say that doesn't matter either.
But if we're talking about now that Doflamingo Law has, like, access to his full awakening, like, even when they landed Gamma Knife, Law had to, like, put his Devil Fruit up, like the room up, and so far that Doflamingo couldn't see it because he had to set the stuff up. If you're just straight up fighting, I'm not expending any energy towards any of that stuff. I'm just trying to fight you. To me, he's more likely to land that.
So who has better Haki?
It's Doflamingo.
And he's a conqueror. I said I got Dofi. Okay. I'm switching up. I got Dofi.
If Dofi starts using his awakening, does Law's ability overpower it?
In the room?
Yeah.
Because he can make a room that's the size of basically the top of the plateau.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever is in my awakening, you're not going to be able to overpower because your Haki's not stronger than mine's, right?
Law Delphi tricky, bro. Is his Haki stronger than Virgo's was? Back then, he still cut through Virgo.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
No, but
so it's like,
to me, I can't say Law's Haki's stronger than Virgo's because again, that's a knowledge thing. Law just said that if you have enough Haki exerted, that it will stop a blade from happening. We literally see Body turn Luffy into an old man. Luffy didn't exert on his Haki so that he can still get caught. We know that Luffy's Haki is stronger than Body's. That Luffy's Haki is strong enough to get out of that. Just Luffy didn't do it. That goes to knowledge. If Luffy realized that, he would have just did it.
I think it comes to infusion.
Yeah.
Dofi is known to infuse his heavenly string with Haki.
It's true.
And if that Haki infused is Conqueror's Haki, Law doesn't have that. I don't believe Law's Devil Fruit would be able to affect Dofi's awakening because it's infused with Conqueror's Haki. And he covers most of the field. So that means, can Law, like, fly?
I'm wondering if he could teleport the string somewhere else.
Why would he be able to do that if
it's in his room? Based off the parameters of what his Devil Fruit allows him, if you're in the room, I can move stuff. I can move you, I can move the objects in the room.
Has he ever moved anything that had Conqueror's Haki attached to it?
No.
Luffy and Zoro, technically, but...
And no, he moved Doflamingo too.
No, he moved Doflamingo, but we're talking about when Conqueror's Haki is infused into the Devil Fruit itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's going off with it. That means either Law's going to have to try to move him, which is probably going to be impossible because he needs to move himself because he no longer has any standing ground. He's getting attacked from every other angle, and if he wants to make this room, then he probably has to go outside of where the awakening is, and then he's going to have to fight Doflamingo from that area.
It really comes down to who has more control once the room is up, Doflamingo and his awakening or Law and the room itself. And that can go either or depending on how you view those two dudes and their devil fruits and fighting capabilities. It's a toss-up to me. I think Lawrence is right. It's a toss-up. I'm leaning Doflamingo. He's still the conqueror. He's still more experienced. But Law has more hacks on his side than Doflamingo does. He has moves that can end the fight that Doflamingo doesn't have. He has to basically beat Law down, poke him up, control, whatever, like to put Law down.
You be forgetting too that
he
like
can take Dofi's heart at some, you know what I mean?
what is he? He's not a smoker. He's
No,
not.
but
He's
I'm
not somebody
saying
of that
what I'm
caliber.
saying is if you get caught with any of these Law abilities, you can get caught, bro.
So then I'll put it this way: Doflamingo could just create clones
Yes,
of
he
himself,
can.
and then Law has no way because he's never shown observation to detect where the real Doflamingo is.
And Sebastian and Law and Doflamingo also could just spam his awakening while Law has a stamina issue.
But also, if you want to talk about observation, Doflamingo's observation didn't show that it was strong at all.
I don't think you need super strong observation for Law.
Well, yeah. How he got hit with Gamma Knife, remember, Law switched out his seemingly past corpse. Doflamingo still believed that was Law there. Law showed up behind Doflamingo because he switched out the body with something that was already like passed or whatever to come up on Doflamingo. Doflamingo didn't see it coming at all.
Okay, we're in a situation where it's one-on-one. We're going all out. If I'm creating clones and both of our observations are not up there, then observation at that point probably doesn't really matter. We're both going to start getting tagged. But it's like who has the better hacks at that point? Overall, I would say Law's ability is way better than Dofi's, but Dofi is just such a more versatile fighter than Law and more experienced and has the better Haki that I can see that Doflamingo would push past him at like a very high diff. There's so much more that he can do. And also, if I want to go Sebastian's nonsense route, Birdcage him.
I thought the same.
What is he gonna do?
I thought the same thing.
You talking about Birdcage and Dofi's not in there?
And that's not me even, like, that's legitimately a question. Can he just put Law in a Birdcage and can Law push out
Law
of it?
should be able to teleport out of a
No,
Birdcage.
he has
though,
to.
No.
He'd have to create a
Honestly-
room that
honestly-
expands beyond the Birdcage,
honestly-
see something beyond the Birdcage, and
but
swap
that's
himself
but that's
out.
not possible probably either. Why? Because even radio waves weren't able to penetrate through the Birdcage. So that
Law
means
can teleport out of Birdcage.
so there's
bro.
more properties to the
Yeah, I
Birdcage
saw
than we
that.
actually know.
I thought of that too.
Yeah, but that wouldn't stop someone's teleportation. to
Right.
Birdcage.
Why wouldn't it stop it?
Why would it?
We just proved that it's just not string. It's able to detect radio waves, and radio waves are not allowed to go through it.
Yeah, no, I know
Which
that.
means that there's also other,
Yeah, like-
physics behind this
Honestly,
Birdcage.
it
But
looked-
this-
I'm
this
not
nigga
gonna lie.
teleporting
I don't
through
like-
radio
no,
waves?
but honestly, it looked like Doflamingo Lee made his own dimension in a Birdcage.
Listen,
Yes.
that's all fine and dandy. What Law's ability allows him to do tells me he can teleport out of that Birdcage. Even if there's radio waves, whatever was going on in the Birdcage
Okay.
and what was beyond it, Law can teleport out of it if
Okay,
need
so,
be.
and this is in Doflamingo's repertoire. I know this is just me assuming and speculating, but I could also just be like, okay, Doflamingo decides to put Conqueror's Haki infusion to the Birdcage. Would he be able to just leave the Birdcage?
Don't
Is that-
got that though.
No, but
Why doesn't he have it?
I don't see why
We're
not.
giving
though.
Doflamingo advanced Conqueror's Haki like this?
No,
No.
this is not advanced Conqueror's
Yeah.
Haki. This is just infusion.
Yeah.
He's infusing
'Cause remember,
Haki into his actual
Zoe
devil
did
frame.
it to Kaido. He didn't do advanced Conqueror's Haki. He just put Haki in his attack, which you could just do unconsciously.
To me, I don't see why Law wouldn't be able to do it. I don't see
Because-
a reason why the even with Conquerors on it, it would stop him.
Because he doesn't have strong enough Haki, one, to probably go past it, and two, we've already said that this Birdcage has special properties with it.
Doflamingo's already been a conqueror, but then for that statement that was said about Big Mom and Kaido, for Law, it did not apply
That
to
does
Doflamingo.
not apply to Doflamingo.
Yeah, it didn't
I
apply to
love Doflamingo, but it does
because
not apply to him.
Law was moving him. So that statement that their Haki's too strong, I can't move him, that doesn't apply for Doflamingo for Law. Because he moved him already.
But we haven't brought up the fact that he couldn't move Doflamingo. We've admitted that he can do that.
No,
because
what I'm
it's
saying is-
happened.
But that's what I'm saying. is-
But
so
now you're saying how
okay.
he's imbuing this Haki into this Birdcage technique, and now you're giving it similar, like...
That he can't even move himself
Yeah.
now.
No, he wouldn't be able to move himself outside of it, which is what you guys are saying.
I don't think there's a technique
it's-
outside of Parasite that's stopping Law from teleporting himself outside of the Birdcage.
But
to me,
I think you guys are forgetting that if he's shown it, then most likely we could add other moves to his repertoire, right? Like, he showed that he has rainbow string, right? That he's able to do, or heat the string itself. I would also be able to surmise that if he created Birdcage, he could probably make it a Birdcage where it's on fire with a burning string. Why wouldn't he be able to do that?
but none of that is stopping Law from teleporting to
Okay.
the other. Like, he doesn't have to pass through the Birdcage. He's teleporting from one spot to the other. Where the Birdcage is here, I'll
Yeah.
go from here to here without bypassing
Okay.
through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just here now.
Okay, you're absolutely right. What I am telling you, though, from jump, is that I'm showing you that Doflamingo has moves in his repertoire that he's able to use, and just because he hasn't used certain moves with other moves doesn't mean it's not possible. But overall, it's shown that it is possible. Our argument is that because he can do that, he could also add Conqueror's Haki to his Devil Fruit, which Law doesn't have stronger Haki than him. So if this Birdcage has special properties to where it doesn't allow radio waves, it's just not an actual string. There's something more to it. So on top of the special property, on top of the Conqueror's infusion that he's going to have, I don't think that Law, having less Haki than him, would be able to pass through the Birdcage just because he wants to teleport through it. Is he able to move Doflamingo? I think so, absolutely 100%, because he's shown that he could do it already. But if Doflamingo is going off rip, Conqueror's Haki infuses into my Devil Fruit, there's not much Law can really do against that. Except he would have to teleport towards Dofi, but even then, he needs to use something to teleport with. So there has to be like a piece of rock in front of Dofi.
What are they, a hyperbolic time chamber, bro? There's gonna be debris.
No, he's right. No,
but there's gonna be stuff around.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, that's
because
not true.
Doflamingo turned everything to string.
Yeah, with the overwhite, he did do that.
He did everything string.
But
Can he use the string itself?
yes, he can.
That's what I'm saying.
How? How though?
We seen Law literally do it with Big Mom. Remember, Prometheus, whatever, was literally in Big Mom's hand.
He teleported.
He teleported and switched out with it. While she's holding it. And this is a Conqueror user as Big Mom as a Yonko. Law took whatever was out of her hand while she's holding it and replaced it with something else.
And I would believe that if Doflamingo didn't infuse his strings with Conqueror's Haki or Haki in general.
That's true.
Prometheus didn't have Haki attached to him.
But hold on.
But then if you want to go with that, who has stronger?
But hold on,
Who has stronger
Doflamingo
Haki?
would still have to do that first. Not every string that Doflamingo throws out is Conqueror's Haki infused in the way you're saying. He would have to have this string in place first for it to even have this debate. If he's using regular overheat or regular parasites, any of those regular strings, even the awakening ones.
Okay.
Because they're not always just infused with Conqueror's Haki, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like, if any of them are like that, could he not just swap them out?
All right, no. And here's the reason why. Because Prometheus and a Pebble are actually their own objects. The Awakening is attached to everything that's around. Every string is connected to each other.
Yeah.
That's why that wouldn't work.
If he just cuts it, then it would. If you want to go by that, he could just make a
Can he
room.
cut it?
Can he cut it?
Why wouldn't he be able
He
to
cut
cut
the whole island of Pug Hazard, bro.
But that's
Yeah, because the island
was
didn't have
there's no
Haki.
Haki.
it? He
That's what I'm
also
saying,
cut a
it's Haki.
meteorite. He also cut a meteorite.
But again,
Yeah,
if it's
that
Haki-
didn't have Haki attached to it.
So you're saying that he hasn't cut anything with Haki?
He cut Virgo.
No,
He cut Virgo.
He cut Virgo.
Thank you.
He cut Virgo, but the thing is, Virgo isn't Doflamingo Haki.
Yeah.
And also,
stronger.
but I was going to say is also, Doflamingo isn't Big Mom Haki either.
Big Mom wasn't putting Haki into Prometheus.
At the time, she wasn't. I can't.
No, I know that, but niggas, either way, but it's not like Haki still wasn't being released from her, because if that wasn't the
So
case,
let me get
he
it
would have
right.
been able to move her. If you want to go like hypotheticals, Law could also Haki harder. You know how he does the insertion for his awakening, but it doesn't like cut you? If he just Haki hardens that blade, he's getting the double the effect. He's gonna penetrate from the inside, and he'll be able to cut through you because he's Haki hardening his blade, which he hasn't done yet.
Okay,
but
so,
he could.
Yo, that's possible. He just has to land that while the ground is not in his favor.
Yo, Dofi,
But he can be in the
you
air,
can
though.
land on Dofi, bro. Like,
Yo.
he's not this like impossible
We're not
defense
saying
dude.
we're not saying that he's impossible.
No, put it
we're
this
just
way.
saying the people that he's faced
Let me ask you this.
have to have the ability to
No,
fly.
I'm using how they fight in general. Doflamingo used his awakening to block several Gear 4 Luffy Bowman attacks. Say the Law goes, I'm using KROOM.
Yeah.
And Doflamingo goes, let me use my awakening to block it, or Spiderweb, or whatever, to block it. Would KROOM go through that?
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
so once that lands,
I don't think so.
It's a problem
No,
for him,
but
bro.
It depends if the
I don't think
Haki,
so.
if it's blocked by Haki. Like again, it would probably clash out.
No, I don't know if it. I don't know because
It's probably good
there's
too, I
no.
think, bro.
You gotta think. Does KROOM have the same destructive force as Bowman?
No,
I don't think it has to. That's the problem.
But even you want to go with that? Bowman blew that out the water.
Hold on.
No, wait,
hold
which
on.
one are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
it didn't. But Lano, this is the
That's what
problem.
I'm saying, it didn't.
KROOM doesn't need to have the destructive force. It went through Big Mom as if she didn't even feel it until he activated the attack afterwards.
But that's flesh.
But that's my point. It would do the same for the Devil Fruit.
We don't know that. We don't know if it'll go through it.
But also, Lana, you also know it also went through not just Big Mom. Anything that was in its way, it went right through.
Did
Alright, so
it didn't clash with anything. It just went straight through it.
So we have a perfect example. Blackbeard versus Law. They clashed.
They clashed.
He was using KROOM. It didn't go through the Gora, and it didn't go through the clash itself.
That's true.
Because Blackbeard was using some sort of Haki on top of his Gura. So it didn't go through it. So I can say, yo, Doflamingo infuses Haki. It most likely clashes with the KROOM.
Yeah.
We spending too much time on this. I got Dofi.
But again, remember,
Extreme diff.
in order for him to do that KROOM, he probably isn't on the ground. So he's already being affected by the awakening that's under his feet. What does he do in that instance? He can't teleport to anything that's not in the air, right? He has to jump.
Law can move in the air.
Yeah, he can move in the air.
He just knows
He'd
𝐴𝐻 all of a sudden?
No, he'd have to
Like-
teleport to the next spot, but yeah.
Okay, but if there's nothing to teleport within the area,
Because he's saying that
then he's moving away from
Yeah,
Doflamingo.
because if Doflamingo turns everything that Law can land on into strings, Law has no platform, so he has to stay in the air and fight, which is at disadvantage.
That's
to him.
Doflamingo's domain.
Yeah,
I'll
where
say that.
Doflamingo, I can just stay in the air. Well, Law like, I need ground. Now all the ground is straight.
But hold on, how's Doflamingo staying in the air?
He can stand
He
on
can
string.
pull straight. Yeah, he can technically fly.
And
but that's-
remember, he was just walking.
He was walking on a string and he was grabbing clouds.
Yeah, he can do.
Yo, there was no clouds in that sky. It still don't make sense.
I'm telling you, bro.
There's no Law literally erased the clouds.
I'm not saying that Law would definitely lose. I'm just saying that there's really like everything is not in his favor as much as you think it is.
Yeah.
Like Doflamingo definitely has the edge in almost every category.
Well, the harmony was like, I said that he could win. I think it's a difficult fight either way. I say it goes 50-50. I'm saying that Law has a chance of beating Doflamingo.
I got Dofi extreme diff. I think y'all said. I think we're all kind of in that same realm, high to extreme or whatever.
Yeah, you'd have to say it's extreme, but
Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
he beats him.
Yeah,
I don't think
same.
Kid beats him either.
Nah.
Hell no.
Kid.
Hell no.
That's another argument for another.
Hell no.